Last night, Keen Software House released the latest update for Space Engineers, the Automatons update. Anybody that has spoken to me since we got word of what the next update is going to be knew that I was very excited for this update. Keen have only gone and surpassed my expectations by quite a margin, so I'm going to tell you exactly what is in this update and why I'm excited. The best place to start, I reckon, would be the headline feature, the AI blocks. There are 3 types of AI block. The move type that defines how the ship can move, the task type that tells the ship where it should move, and the combat type, which defines how the ship should act in a combat situation. So this first block is the AI flight control block. It's the only move type of block that there is at the moment, at least. And it's a requirement for any type of AI control to happen. It's in here that you will define if a vehicle will avoid collisions, increase precision around GPS locations. You can also set the maximum speed of the vehicle, the minimum height that it will travel at, and whether or not it will align to planetary gravity. The task blocks then start with the AI basic block that we have here. You can see that we have 3 options that we can choose from for its objectives. Defaults to follow player, where you can have it follow you or stop following you. You've got follow home, where it will follow a specific GPS location or a beacon that's been provided, and also autopilot, which will replicate the autopilot feature of the remote control block from the original game. The AI recorder then is a more advanced version of the autopilot there. For those of you who might be familiar with the PAM script, you'll know just how powerful being able to record your own paths can be. Rather than having to set up a series of waypoints, you can just fly the path for yourself and record actions as you're going along so that it will do exactly as you flew when you did it for yourself. And you can, if you want to, set up the different waypoints. You can set it to repeat. You can reverse the order, which is great. And you can also set it relative to a beacon, which means that you can set it up to fly relative to your ships. So for example, if you've got a drone bay, you can set it up to automatically exit the drone bay and go out and get ready for a fight. That's going to be a great feature. I reckon this is what they used to get in the trailer where they had the mining ship send its cargo off on a little pad, a little pod thing, and it would come back and redock. That's crazy. The combat blocks then is where it gets interesting for the people who like to use guns in Space Engineers. For those of you who need to get things defended, you can pop into here and you can set the criteria for what needs to be considered something to be defended against. For example, you can have just enemies or enemies and neutrals. For those of you who like to make friends but don't trust them, you can also set a subsystem that they have to be considered a threat. So weapons, propulsions, power systems. And I think this is going to see a lot of use in future because of something I will show you momentarily. But also you can have it target characters and choose when it should flee. You can choose where it needs to flee to, as well as how accurate it needs to be to that point. So you see here 250 meters. It will just try to get somewhere within 250 meters. And there is a range here. It goes all the way up to half a kilometer. So you can just get things out of the way nice and easy. AI offensive block deals with the other side of the combat coin then. When a target is within 2.5 kilometers, it will take over and try to murder it, I suppose. It would be the best way to describe it. And again, you can choose what it will attack, enemies or enemies and neutral. You can have it target characters. It will choose, you can have it choose from the closest, largest, and smallest of threats. Again, this is going to be interesting later. You can see here, you can choose how frequently it will choose a different target. You can have it target specific subsystems. And there are, of course, 4 different attack patterns, each with different things that it can do. So circle orbit, that of course will circle or orbit something. Stay at range, that of course will keep at a specific range. There is an evasive maneuvers thing, so it will try to stay in range but move around so that it will try to, not get hit. You've got hit and run, which is your typical fly in and daka 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 and then fly away and then in and daka daka and fly away. It's a whole thing. And intercept. Now this is the interesting thing, right? Intercept. One of the things that I think you're going to be able to do, because I think there's two things that this is going to really do. You've got missiles. This is going to be great for missiles because you're going to be able to have it attached to a missile of some sort with a warhead at the front and just send it off at whatever. It's going to be a dumbfire missile basically, and it will just pick its own target and fly off and smash into it. But you can have it either go basic where it will just fly directly at the grid, or you can choose target prediction where if the grid is moving, it will fly ahead of it and try to kill it. It's great. But also because you've got the override collision avoidance, you can turn that on and it will ignore it and it will try to hit with something. Or you can turn collision avoidance on and just have it be really annoying, just attach some turrets to it and it'll just follow the thing around and shoot at it. It's going to be good times. I'm actually really excited. Weirdly enough, despite the fact that I'm not really into combat in this game, I'm really into that. So there you go. And now onto the block I'm most excited for, the event controller. It's a simple premise, really. You read the state of one set of blocks and you trigger another block based on those conditions. Some uses I've found for it include managing power production, resource collection on a base that I've got on Moon on my community server, guide lights for unused connectors, and toggling AI blocks when a ship is occupied or not, basically turning them into personal armored personnel carrier sort of things. The thing with the event controller is the raw simplicity of the block. Because you've got so much control over so many different things, it is set to really revolutionize the way that Space Engineer is going to be played, that along with the AI blocks. Make sure that you subscribe though, because next week I'm going to get a video out that is going to have some mind-blowing things that you're able to do with this block. Combat changes are up next. Just because the warfare updates are done with doesn't mean that they've forgotten about the fact that people like to shoot things. For example, if we have a look in here, you can see that a whole bunch of things have been renamed. The rifles have rifle in the name. The pistols have pistols in the name, and the magazines as well. The rockets have been renamed. They used to be called missiles. They're called rockets now. They are rocket launchers now instead of just the designations. And I think the blocks were already thingamabobs called rocket launchers. I don't know. I don't really play much of the combat. Here we have a wonderful little turret, and you can see some things have changed. So if we have a look down here, we've got focus locked target. It used to be that you had to press a copy target thingamabob. That would make the turret look at your target or something, or gauge it, and you had a forget one. The forget one's disappeared, and the copy is focus locked target now. But also, this has been simplified a little bit more, like the way that targets are prioritized now has been changed. Also, if you have a look here on number 3 on my hotbar, you can see that as you cycle through the different power system, weapon, propulsion thing, the different subsystems, it shows you exactly what you'll be targeting. And also, they have changed the UI when you are controlling a turret. If we have a look here, let's have a look at something dark so you can see a bit easier. You can see that this is being changed up a little bit. And also, you are able to target things that are outside of 2 kilometers now. Used to be 2 kilometers, you can now lock up to 2.5 kilometers. Of course, it takes longer the further things are, but it is possible. And we do have a out of weapon range indicator there as well, if you have a look just under that reticule there. So I know that I won't be able to shoot this no matter how well I aim. I won't be able to hit it. What is that grey thing? That's weird. Oh wait, what is that for bullet drop? That's crazy. I like that. Let's get that up again. Oh, they account for bullet drop with that now. I'm pretty sure that's from an old update, but there you go. Moving on now, we do have a bunch of decorative blocks that we have options for. Here you can see the Willis blocks that have been added, which you can use to recreate your favorite Christmas movie. We can also see that We have conveyor caps now, which are designed to cover what would otherwise be exposed ports on conveyors and air vents. We have a centered armor plate here, which is going to be great for builders. We have a full block air vent here, which is, you know, a wonderful thing. We've got inset lights now. Inset lights are great. Look at that. And it's like, that's just taking up a single block in the ceiling. Rather than having anything down here, I can build something here if I want to. That's crazy. Let's get out here. So you can see we've got a whole bunch of warning signs now, 13 in total, ranging from helpful to entirely ridiculous. We have wheels now, 2x2 wheels. Look at that, 2x2. And of course, the old DLCs have had updates as well. So the 2x2 off-road wheel, and also there is the pipe, and this has a conveyor cap as well. Wonderful little thing. We also have a top-mounted camera. We've got these angled interior walls with a variant as you need them. We've got pipe works over here. We've got air vents. These have got fans in, as you can see. They're nice and spinny and everything. We have Automatons versions of the programmable block. We've got the timer block here. We've got the automaton sensor. We have new saddle seats. You can see we've got an offset version, which is only 2 wide. We've got a 3 wide version, which is normal. You can pass through items through it. It's going to make some wonderful quad bikes or motorbikes, I think. And also we have access panels, which are wonderful. You can see we've got them in small grid form over here. We've got all of these panels in large grid format. Number 1 has a little secret panel inside. Number 3 has a nice red button inside. Number 4, that covers up cargo containers quite nicely and other things like it. Whereas number 2 pretty much just looks pretty. And we also have the emotion controller over here, which is basically an LCD screen that takes up a block as opposed to being placed on the front of a block. But also it does have some expanded functionality. You can see there's all of these different options. So we've got angry, annoyed, confused, and so on. These are basically just different emotions that you can display on these, but you can also have them set onto specific available LCDs that you might have, and it just sets the textures. This is the only way to set the texture, by using this. You can also, if you feel so inclined, just have it be an LCD. It is just a normal LCD as well if you want, which is great, because then you've got an LCD on a wall that's not just taking up an entire freaking block. Finally, we do have a couple of things. If we get into it, ignore the fact that I've got like ridiculous amounts of things. We do have, is this it? The robot helmet. There we go. Let's have a look here. So there's what the robot looks like. It's blue on one side, it's red on the other. It's very confusing. I like the look of that. Kind of makes me wish that there was a whole skin. Of course, this whole thing that you've been seeing here has been decorated in the plastic armor base, which you can see is slightly more matte than other textures have been. It's got a nice variation to it that shows that it's been scuffed and used over time. Finally, there is a laundry list of fixes. I'm going to send you over to the me that's on my community server right now. If you want details about my community server, look down in the description. There's a Discord link. You'll need to be in there. You can get the IP address and the password. Just don't delete my stuff and everything will be fine. The build planner is now able to pull from subgrids. The Easy GPS mod is now able to manipulate all of your GPSs. And I'm going to regret showing you this one. People are going to laugh at me, but you are not going to get stuck in the multiplayer respawn menu anymore. Hopefully. Let's find out. What am I doing? Blue ambassador. There we go. See? Hello? I mean, to be fair, the world is using 4 gigs of mods. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that look at the Automatons update. Please let me know in the comments what you've enjoyed and click on this video, because I think it's going to help you figure out how to automate things nice and easy.